Hey, Combrogos. So this is the midway point on the mock AC thing that I got going on for Roof of Thunder 1. And you can see what I did. Let's see, I'll give you a basic rundown of what's happened so far. So these are the two trays removed from the cart. And what I did was, where did I start? I cut one side down on each one because this part here will have to straddle the vent. So the whole thing will go around the vent, but this part, and I left some meat right here to give it strength. If I'd have just cut it off square, it would have been just flapping sheet metal. So, and then that gives it strength across the middle. Okay. So these big holes you see, well, you see all the big holes there by the primer. That's where the dolly wheels were attached. So I'll show you what I would do with that when I get to it. But anyway, long story short, I got them all trimmed down and these pieces here, these center pieces were actually corner pieces that I cut to make one. So basically, you see what I'm saying, it was a corner piece that I trimmed off to leave it flat so I could bridge across there. Alright, so I got all that done, and I took the pieces over there to that slab of concrete where it's nice and level and flat, and I put them together beautifully, and they sat perfectly square and level on the concrete slab over there. So then I took them over to across the street there to my buddy to have them welded together, and I was showing him what I needed. So I put them on the floor of his shop, and they sat beautifully square and level. So anyway, when I went back to get them, somehow he got them cockeyed. And if you look down, I don't know if you can see it, but if you look down there, you can see that this side here is higher than that side. And if you look down the other end, you can maybe see that the left side is higher than the right side. But they're equal in the middle. So somehow he got them cockeyed, and then he welded them together. And now it doesn't sit level on a concrete slab or anything else that's level. And that's what this line is across here. I put a straight edge across there and drew a line, and that's how far out he got them. So I don't know what happened. Maybe he had a few beers before he did it, and I couldn't tell you. But I know he's a good welder because he does custom exhaust work. So let me show you the weld. this metal is kind of, it's not super strong, but it's not super fragile either. So the actual weld, thank goodness, that he put down the middle is actually pretty good, mostly. I'll need some kind of goop or seam sealer to cover any pinholes or whatever, but I just spent an hour making this. I was really disappointed when I picked it up, and I just kind of brushed it off, and figured I'd have to salvage it because this is what I've got. So I just spent the last hour and a half filing and tapping here and there just to get it to where I could look at it, because it was like cringy. It was no good. So this is where I'm at with it right now. And like I said, I just spent the last bit of time. Basically, I used a hand file. By the way, guys, that's another couple of good hand tools to add to that video I made last week about ranch hands. Don't forget your hand files. Like if you hit this with a grinder, you would have to be really careful. I mean, you could blast through that really easily. Take a close look there. You can maybe see how thin that is. So what I can do is, because they meet perfectly in the middle, and it drops off that way on that side and drops off this way. So what I'll do is I'll fill it with some paintable goop. I just thought maybe body filler. I don't know. I think I'll just use that boat goop, because it will be up on the roof, and as long as I can look at it and be satisfied, then that's all that will matter. So, and then over here on this plate, he welded up the center on this one right there. And on this one over here, he just put a few little tacks down the middle. So I don't know what happened. But it's better now than it was 2 hours ago. So good to go. And when you put it on a level floor now, there'll be it doesn't sit level. You can see the difference right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring it down close to the mark there, to where it starts to come in close, and then make it a trick on the eye kind of thing, where it's not really noticeable to anybody that glances at it. But this will be the worst side for that. You see? So what I'll have to do is bring that down at least level there, just to give it the illusion that it's equal. But this is all also going to mess with my mounting idea, but I won't get into that right now. Alright, so the next step will be the gooping. All the plates and the corners will all be taken off, and I'm just going to goop the heck out of them so that when the rain comes down, and it'll be boat goop, so it'll be waterproof, sandable, paintable, and so there you go. I'll use boat goop down here too, because I'll be doing it on the plates and the corners. Alright, there's that, guys. So that's Midway on the Mach AC. And then the other little project that I've got going on, little side thing, and in between, is I came across 4 of these. They're like grates for like a restaurant floor. You know how you swamp the floor and then the water and everything goes down into the drain, and then you have these grates or whatever they call them that cover up the gap so you don't twist your ankle in there and all that kind of thing. So I got 4 of those that I'm going to tack together, and I'm going to make a nice deck plate for Thunder 1. Remember in that one video I used to have a pallet deck plate, I think I called it. Pallet deck plate. Anyway, I took that off and I'm going to make this, and it looked really good too. So that's an in-between, and when I get that tacked together and put on there, I'll give you a look at that. Alright, excellent, guys. So I think I've salvaged it to the point where I'm happy with it. And we'll move on. I'll see you then.